Hi again, welcome to the Whimsy and Wonder card. I haven't got a sample to show you of this one, we're going to make it as we go. So this one's using the Whimsy and Wonder suite. It's in the mini catalogue on pages 24 and 25. And I really love the imagery in this set. It's got these really sort of line-drawn trees and some little hanging baubles. And the dies are really fun as well. You've got sort of a die cut. These ones do the outlines, and then you've got ones that do like tinsel, and we're going to use that one of those today. There's a few more dies in there as well. Right, so just put a couple of things to the side. What we want to do first is layer. So we've got strips of DSP to put across onto the white layer that I've given you. So what I suggest is that you actually lay them on here where you want them to go so that you can get the spacing right. So I'm going to have to overlap them a little bit. Let's put that one. And you can have some sort of taller than the others, and then I'm just going to overlap that one over and then have a gap at the bottom. And then put that one over the top and have that higher at the top. And some of these are directional, so this one's actually got a tree you can see there. I think that's probably the only directional one. Okay, so I might just move, now that we've overlapped some, you just spread it out a wee bit. Okay, so something kind of like that. So then just start at one end and start gluing them on. You can use dimensionals if you want to adhere these pieces, but I'm just going to use Tombow today. So I want a gap down the side, and I think I want that one fairly straight. And then I'll start, oops, I've got a Tombow explosion. Let me just grab a tissue. It's just seeping out from underneath there. Just wipe that away. I don't use a wet wipe for that because it's wet. It's going to dampen the paper. So I just use a tissue, and then I'll come back and actually I might just do it now with the glue eraser and just get rid of any residue there. That was a bit too much Tombow. Okay, so we'll try and not get too much on here. So now I'm going to angle the next ones a little bit. I'm trying to avoid getting too much glue. I just love this paper, this whole suite. The colours, I mean, it's non-traditional Christmas colours, but I really have been enjoying using this suite. Just something a little bit different, still festive with the imagery. And I was doing our Christmas sampler with this set, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to go ahead. I can't get the frames. Normally I get the frames at Kmart, but they just don't have any, and there's no date as to when they might be coming in. So I haven't actually finished designing the project because well, we can't get together for a class and I can't get the frames, so it's not sounding good at the moment, but we'll see. I might be able to do something if the frames come in, or if I manage to get it finished. Right. Okay, so the next thing is to put one of these gorgeous snowflakes underneath on the next layer, and that's going to be underneath some vellum. So there's two sides to the star, the snowflake. So just have a look and see which side you prefer. So that's the whiter side, and then if I flip it over, see how that's, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of shiny. It's got a little shimmer to it. So that's the side I was planning to use. Yeah, it's just a little bit not quite so white as the first one. So I think I'm going to do that side. And I think because we're putting the vellum over the top, I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow in the middle and pop him on. So I want that little one to stick out to the side. Okay, and then there's a few different ways that you can adhere the vellum. There is vellum tape available, which is more of a see-through tape than what Stampin' Up has, but there's other ways as well. So if you use the bottom end of your glue, you'll see that it's got a wider applicator, and so if you're doing spreading the glue out a bit more with this applicator, it won't show as much as if you use the other end, which is a bit more solid. So if we just put some of that on and spread it out, this is the other way you can do this, which we've done in class before, is with a sponge. So you can get a sponge and put some glue onto one of our adhesive mats and then sponge it onto the vellum. So this is sort of the same effect as that, because you're spreading it out. It's not going to show. So we'll pop that on. And it might just need something heavy, or just to hold it for a few seconds, just to get it to stick. So the next thing is our cute little trees. So I've got these die cut trees, and then this is the to represent the tinsel. So that's going to go on top. So I've got two of those, and then I've got these long skinny trees which are really cute, and they're going to go on as well. So we're going to do a bit of a tree, make up a tree thing to go across the front. So let's start. Actually, I might start with the middle tree. It's all about spacing and getting things in the right place. So let's get this middle guy on first. I've got to get the glue to come back to this end. There we go. Okay, so I want it about there. I love how that snowflake is just showing through, and then we're going to put these other elements on top, and it will just be there in the background. Okay, so this is a tweezer's job. Just get some fine bits of glue onto here. Oops. Might have put that a little bit too low, but it's stuck now, so we'll just go with it. I'll put the next one on bit higher up. I think I'll put these trees on dimensionals just to add a bit more interest. You know me, I love dimensionals. Right, where have I put them? So I think one should be enough. And then that's going to go next to, down below this tree. And one above. And then we've got our longer trees. I might just put a little bit on the stem there. And this one's actually going off the vellum, so it doesn't need to stay on the vellum. Just finding a place I can hold on to it. The tweezers will be good for this as well. Make sure we get it straight. There we are, that's right on the side of the vellum actually. Okay, so the next thing is, we've got our sentiment to do. I haven't actually got anything ready for that. Let me just grab something here. So this I'm going to stamp in Blushing Bride. So you just want to find a nice little Christmas message that you want to use. And this I'm just going to do on a square. So I'm just going to stamp it down. And then I'm going to cut it to size. So you can just freehand it with your scissors, or you can use your trimmer. Now, I can see there that it's not exactly straight, so I'm just going to, instead of lining it up at the top and doing my first cut, I'm just going to eyeball it and actually cut it where I think is straight. And then start. So I'm going to go fairly close to the words, all the way around. I'll just go a bit closer on that first side. There we go. Oh, I wonder if I need a little, no, that'll do. Okay, and that's going to go on dimensionals. Like that, and then below that I've given you some gorgeous Blushing Bride ribbon with this sort of frayed edge. And if we fold that in half and then tie the linen thread around it and then in a bow. So it just creates this little loop at the end. And then I want my bow to face horizontally, so that's the way I'm going to tie it. If I tied it with the ribbon pointing towards me this way, that's the way the bow would sit. But if I tie it this way, hopefully it will sit on that way, like that. And then I'm just going to slip that sort of under the words a little bit like that and secure it there with glue dots. So I think probably 2. I might put 1 underneath the bow and 1 a bit further down. Don't know if you can, it's hard to know when I go off camera. There we go. So I've got 2 glue dots on there, and then just going to try and slide it a little bit under. And then I can just trim cute. And then if you want to, you can trim a little bit off the linen thread, although I quite like my tails long. And then I've got some genial gems. So these are in the beautiful green and gold. Because we've used silver, I think I'll just use the green ones. So you'll probably either get these or rhinestones in your pack. I'm not quite sure if I've got enough of these for everyone. So let's put 1 here. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love that. And then we'll go, we want a triangle. So just thinking where I put the next one. If I make that the big end, then I could do 1 there. I go there. Yeah, I like that. And then finally it gets attached to your card base. So you can decide if you want to stick that flat or if you want to have it on dimensionals. And I think because that ribbon is sitting up quite high and I've got the dimension there, I think I'm going to stick it flat, but totally up to you. Depends if you're posting it really. I think, although I think in New Zealand they let you post something quite fairly thick for a card. Stick that on there, beautiful. And then we've got the inner, and I haven't actually got one here, but I will provide you with a piece of DSP that you can put, I think I'll do a long one that you can put down the side on the inner, and then just stick that in. Or if you do have the stamp set, of course, you can stamp a tree or something on the inside. There's plenty of options there in the stamp set, one of these trees. So that's that one completed. I hope you enjoy this. Thank you.